We're almost good to go. Get in there. It's going to be good. Sit back and relax in your hammock. Get ready for some screen time. We're doing it. We're making it. The countdown is on. Welcome to the weekly live stream. Yes, it's Warwick Merry here, triple certified. Today I want to get back to basics. It's so funny. I was speaking to a group today, and they were asking me where do I learn about some of the techniques and tips and stuff that I use. And I actually said going back to some of the basics, going back to some of the basic groups and just remembering what you already knew. I don't know if you found that. It's like you know so much, and sometimes stuff has to fall out, so you're making space for more stuff to go in. But going back to the basics is so important. And we're creatures of habit. We keep doing this stuff, and so we think, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing, and I just do it, and I don't have to plan for it. Basics are really important. So today I want to talk about the 3 basic things you've got to get right for any video work that you do. Essentially, it's video work. So if you know someone who's into online events, virtual events, hybrid events, virtual videos, if you know someone like that, let them know that this is happening. Share it, tag it, whatever. Hit the comment box. I've got a lovely little streamy thing over here so I can have a look at your comments and say hello. So I'd love to hear from you. Let me know if you're here. Wanted to talk to you about what I refer to as the Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity of video. And you've got to get them right. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here is the Trinity. These are the 3 that you must get right. Lights, composition, and sound. Let me walk you through these just as a refresher. No need to be getting too carried away. First one's lights. Now, I've my good friend who talks about videoing and making sure that we get all the things all sorted out and make sure that they're fantastic. He talks to me about getting the lighting right and making sure that we've got the lighting happening, and his name will come to me as I keep talking. How embarrassing is that? You're like, oh man, I can see his face. He's an ABC cameraman with a beard, and it's not James or Jim or Jason. Julian Mather, that's who it is. Julian Mather. Because when I first got into lights and stuff, I do it. Everyone's like, oh, you must have 3-point lighting. You must have 3-point lighting. And he's like, yeah, maybe. It really is, you've got to look at what's the space that you're trying to light. And essentially what you've got to make sure is that you've got enough light, that you can see what's going on, that there's no obvious light distractions. And as Uva has just commented over on Facebook, yes, and you've got to make sure the light's right on the bacon. Got to get the bacon right. Bacon in the spotlight. Tasty. So for example, for me, I have a window just here to my side, and so that gives me some natural light, but on cloudy days it waxes and wanes, so I have a couple of other lights around. I have 2 basic lights that I use. Three basic lights. One is just the normal light ahead. It's just a normal, this is my executive international office, is of course my spare bedroom. And so it's not a down light, it's just a normal light bulb, and it's got a diffuser on it. So it actually works really nicely to spread a bit of top light. I have another LED light over here, which gives me a nice sort of bright. And then I have, as I said, the window there. And I've just got a little light behind me that I put a different bit of colour. This is where I show off. It's my lovely friend Chris Owen. Her son is the live lighting guy for the Hilltop Hoods. So I've had the Hilltop Hoods lights guy talk with me. So Uva, I hope you've been enlightened by that. So having a little light behind me gives a little bit of colour, but also lets you see the outline of my jacket, etc. So, it's just a nice, simple bit of light. Now, sometimes if you've got glasses, glare is an issue. If you've got those round lights, you can see the circles in the glasses. Little tip on that. Just put some baking paper over it. Baking paper is awesome because it's not going to burst into flames. But also it's a nice diffuser, so that can work well. I know some people who cut up old shower screens and use that as well. Just be careful with the plastic if your lamp is hot. So they can do well. Julian himself, his studio, he has taped up all the windows so he doesn't have any natural light, so he's in complete control of it. So just play with the light and see what works for you. Just make sure there's not too much full-on light and also not too much dark spots happening as well. And the challenge with lighting nowadays is the camera, because the cameras often will auto light adjust. So sometimes that's a bit of an issue. Anyway, get your lighting right. The next one is composition. Oh, by the way, how good are these pictures that I've put there? Just with a stunt camera that does some different changes. And so that is actually me in the composition photo, looking pretty nice. So composition, that is, where's your head on the screen? There's the rule of thirds about where it sits on the screen. So, and again, for here, I've got that picture just sort of there, and so I'm making sure that my there's a bit of balance. I probably need my head a bit higher, but it's okay. But sometimes you'll see people with their heads right down, or their heads at the center of the frame. Sometimes you just need actually up a little bit. So look at that composition. Look at the stability of the shot. I hate it when people go for a walk and they haven't got a gimbal, so the phone's all over the place. A nice composition, solid shot with a tripod or a monopod or some kind of pod. You could use clamps and just clamp your phone or your camera to your bookshelf or your desk or something. There's a sticky tape will work. Can I tell you, sometimes you can just tape it somewhere interesting. There's some cool things that you can do. And then the third one and the final one, Uber, I'm not going to touch that comment, mate. It's I could get myself into a lot of trouble about what sides I touch. But finally, sound is really important. And the sound, I've got to tell you, sound's the most important. I'll put up with a dodgy bit of camera or work, or your lights aren't right, or you could be moving around. I can just turn it off, and I can hear if your message is important. The sound's really important. You've got to get your sound right. Now, the question that often happens is, oh, great, well, what sort of microphone should I have? It's not about the microphone. It's about the room. If you're in a room that has plain walls, polished floorboards, you're going to have a lot of echo. It's not going to be pretty. So what can you do to pad that? So it can be that you're putting blankets down. You can have I have soundproof foam that just the cheap stuff that I got off eBay, I think it was, stapled to the walls. I leave my cupboard doors open because the clothing absorbs some of the bouncing sound waves. It's just so that there's a bit of shape around. And I have a simple shotgun mic nice and close to me so I can pick up the sound. Some people use lapel mics. Some people have a big boom mic and they like to see it. There's a stack of great mics out there, but it's just about, getting the right sound for you and making sure that you can be heard and that your message stands out. Bad sound quality won't help. And there's some good lapel mics. I think it's a Boyega that's about $30 that you can buy, which is great. I'm a huge fan of Rode mics. But that's the Holy Trinity. You've got to get the Holy Trinity right. And that will make a huge difference to your setup. Now, if you're speaking and someone else is setting up your studio, fantastic. You can rock up, do your presentation, whatever, and it's gold. But you've got to get those three right. Now, if I can help you getting some of those three right, now, if you want some other keys to what is it that you need to do, check this out. It's a free resource for you. OnlinePresenterPro.com and get 7 keys, the keys for online presenting success. That'll help you get cracking. And if you have any questions about your online events, you reach out to me. It's fun. It's good. We love this sort of stuff. All right. Hey, thanks for being here. Hope you've had a bit of fun. Just a quick one today, looking at the classics. And thanks for Uva for all your chats on Facebook, mate. It's delightful. Now it makes me want to go and have some bacon, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Unless you're a vegetarian, then, not for you. Stay away from it. Go the fakin'. Fakin' will help you go. All right, that's it for the day. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to stop the stream, but I do need to just stand around a little bit. It's my end of stream dance because some of the services just boom, kill it really quick. So I just need to waffle a little bit at the end. And I'm good at waffling. Ask my wives, they'll tell you.